You wake up on a Tuesday. Nothing feels different. The sun comes through the same window. Your phone buzzes on the nightstand. Like it always does. You smell coffee. You hear the city outside. Everything is exactly the same. Except, when you walk downstairs, your mom looks at you like you're a stranger who just walked into her house. Not angry, not scared, just blank. "Can I help you?" Those 3 words from your own mother in your own kitchen. And that's when your entire life cracks open. Today we're going to live inside that moment. We're going to follow it, feel it, break it apart. Because what starts as the most devastating morning of your life slowly reveals something about human existence that most people never stop long enough to realize. Stay with me, because the ending of this story will genuinely change how you see the people around you today. Let's set the scene properly. It's a regular Tuesday, nothing special about it. Just another day you didn't think twice about waking up to. You have a life, not a perfect one, but yours. People who know how you take your coffee. People who know which version of you shows up when things get hard. People who know the laugh you save for when something is actually funny. You have a person, maybe a partner, maybe someone you've been quietly building something real with. Someone who knows the parts of you that you've never had to explain. You go to sleep the night before, completely normal. And then, Tuesday happens. Your mom doesn't recognize you. Your closest person in the world. The one who has been there through every version of you. The one you'd call at 2 a.m. without thinking twice. Picks up the phone and says, "I'm sorry. Who is this?" Not rudely. That's the part that breaks you. Gently. Politely. The way you'd speak to a stranger. You call the person you love next. Your hands are shaking. 3 rings. "Hello? Hey, it's me." Silence. "I think you might have the wrong number." And there it is. Not a fight. Not a goodbye. Not even a door closing. Just nothing. A quiet, clean, empty nothing. Where your entire life with them used to be. Here's what I want you to sit with before we go any further. Nobody is angry at you. Nobody chose to walk away. Nobody decided you weren't worth remembering. They simply don't know you exist, which is somehow so much harder to carry than any of those other things. So, what do you actually do? First instinct? You panic. Obviously. You go to the place that has always felt like home. You stand outside for a long time before you even knock. The door opens. They're warm. They're kind. They offer you something to drink. And for 1 second you think, maybe this is fixable, but then you look around. Everything is exactly the same, except the photos on the wall. You look closer. You're not in them, not replaced, not removed, just never there. A family moment you remember perfectly. 3 people standing together, and the space where you were simply filled in, like the universe quietly edited you out and smoothed over the gap without anyone noticing. The room that was yours is someone else's now, neat, unused, no trace of you anywhere. You sit down and you realize something terrifying. This isn't amnesia. This isn't a curse. This is what the world looks like if you were simply never born. Except you were. You remember everything. Every moment, every conversation, every person. You carry all of it alone. Now here's where it gets psychologically interesting. And this is the part I really want you to think about. Studies on solitary confinement show that humans begin to deteriorate psychologically within 72 hours of complete social isolation. Not physical isolation, social isolation. The removal of being known. Because being known by other people isn't just emotional comfort, it's how humans confirm they're real. Without someone reflecting you back at yourself, you start to dissolve, and you've been awake for maybe 6 hours. Day 2. You're smarter now, panicking less, thinking more. You go through every photo, every message, every memory you have documented. It's all there on your side, every conversation, every moment. But on their side, you simply don't exist. So you try something different. You find your closest friend in person, and you tell them things only they would know, private things, specific things, the kind of things that couldn't exist in your memory unless you'd actually lived them together. They stare at you. Something flickers deep in their eyes, like a match being struck in a very dark room. How do you know that? And for 1 second, one single electric second, you think it's working, but then it's gone. I don't know how you know that, but I think you should leave. And that flicker, that almost is somehow the cruelest part of this whole experience. Because it tells you the memory isn't gone, it's buried. Like your entire existence got pushed below the surface of everyone's consciousness. Still there, unreachable. Day 3. You stop trying to be remembered, and you start watching. This is where the story gets complicated and honest. Here's the thing about being invisible to everyone who loves you. You see them differently. The person who raised you, without the weight of being your parent, is just a person. And you watch them laugh at something small and ordinary. And you realize you've never just watched them be happy without needing something from that happiness, without it being connected to you in some way. Your closest friend is somewhere, surrounded by people telling a story, and the whole room is leaning in. They're magnetic, fully alive, completely themselves. And you realize they were always this person. You just saw them as your person, never fully as their own. The one you love is somewhere quiet, just existing. No performance, no tension, just present. And they look peaceful, not because you were wrong for them, not because what you had wasn't real, but because without the 1,000 invisible threads of being needed and known and loved. Every person you love is also just a person, complete, on their own. And something about that is both the most heartbreaking and the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Because what it means is this: you didn't create them, you witnessed them, and there's a difference. By day 5, you've been offered a choice. Don't ask me by who. Maybe the universe. Maybe whatever part of your mind is still holding all of this together. The choice is simple. You can have it all back, every memory restored. Every person who loves you wakes up tomorrow and you're real to them again, like none of this ever happened. But you have to forget what you saw. The person who raised you, just laughing at something small. Your closest friend, fully alive in a room that didn't need you in it. The one you love, at peace, just existing. You have to go back to seeing them only as they relate to you. Or you stay invisible. You watch them live, fully, without you, and you carry the knowledge of what it means to love someone enough to let them exist, without needing to be the center of their existence. What do you choose? I'm not going to answer that for you, because I think you already know what you'd choose. And I think that answer, whatever it is, tells you something true about the kind of love you've been giving the people in your life. Here's what this thought experiment is really about. Not loss, not memory, not even love exactly. It's about visibility. Every single person in your life is carrying a version of themselves that exists completely independently of you. A full, complex, tender human being who laughs and fears and hopes in rooms you'll never see. And the most radical thing you can do, maybe the most loving thing, is to occasionally remember that. To look at the people you love and see them, not as they relate to you, just as they are. Before you go, I want to ask you something, and I genuinely want you to answer in the comments. If everyone you loved forgot you existed tomorrow, which person's forgetting would break you the most? And what does that tell you about how much you've actually let them know they matter? Think about it. And maybe, before you sleep tonight, tell that person, just in case.